God bless you for doing the listening. You know, 2 minutes in the Olive Garden, once in a long while, goes far beyond 2 minutes, sometimes even towards 4 minutes. This is one of those days, so kindly bear with me. Today's text, Exodus chapter 23, verse 16 to 19. Celebrate the festival of harvest with the first fruits of the crops you sow on your field. Celebrate the festival of ingathering at the end of the year when you gather in your crops from the field. 3 times a year all the men are to appear before the sovereign Lord. Do not offer the blood of a sacrifice to me along with anything containing yeast. The fat of my festival offerings must not be kept until morning. Bring the best of the first fruits of your soil to the house of the Lord your God. You have heard that first fruits is your first salary. Next time, ask the person to give you what Bible verse says that first fruit is about salary. That is a lie from the pit of hell. To lie on God is a great sin many men of God will be punished for. Take this from me. You have heard them tell you, the Israelites were asked to bring crops, but we bring money because we are no longer farmers, and that in those days there was no money. That is not true. Many nations already had currencies they were using. The Egyptians had their currency. Canaan had their currency. In fact, the currency that even Abraham was using 450 years before even Moses was born was called shekels. So even Abraham was using a currency called shekels. So they used money and they had currency. They were also paid wages in shekels or silver or gold when they worked for someone. But God never said, bring me money or currency or bring me a portion of your wages or your salary. God was specific. Bring me the best of your crops, of the soil. It was about the soil, what came directly from the soil. So if you were a lawyer, for instance, you have a farm in Israel. God never asked for a portion of the money that you were earning from your trade or from your profession as a lawyer. No, it had to come from the land, your farm. In addition, God said in verse 16, the crops must be from your own farm, not crops from someone else's farm. So even if you gifted me a whole container of fruits and vegetables, I could not in those days pay my first fruit out of it. I could choose to gift it out to the priest and Levites or to the poor, but it does not qualify as first fruit. Again, God did not ask for all of the first fruit, as some men of God tell you today. God asks for a portion of the first fruit, not all of the first fruit. So even if you are converting it to money today, not all of your first salary, but a portion of your first salary, which is even wrong anyway because it had nothing to do with money. If you decide on your own to dedicate your first salary to the Lord, hallelujah, that is your own decision. God does not compel you to do so. Do you see how a small average size Christmas hamper looks like? The size of the basket, Christmas hamper, or any hamper you want to give someone. That was the size of the first fruit offering. It was packaged in a small basket, handheld. So if your first harvest was like a 40-foot container, you just select the most beautiful and fresh fruits and vegetables that could fill a small, simple hamper, Christmas hamper sized basket, and you take it to the storehouse. You hold it with your one hand and just walk to the storehouse and submit it to the Levites and the priests. The rest in that whole 40-foot container of your first harvest belongs to you. So do you see the number of lies forced down your throat? God was only teaching them to honor the source of their provision. So honor God and appreciate Him for all He has done for you. The shalom of Yahweh be upon you.